An Arizona rancher facing murder charges today, marking the second day of that trial for George Allen Kelly. News 4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter Coris Nylander is live in Santa Cruz County with the latest on what happened in that courtroom today. Coris.
Yeah, well, Monica, the jury has now been sent home for the night, wrapping up the second day of testimony in this second-degree murder trial. Some very important testimony today, laying the groundwork of this case. I was able to run into George Allen Kelly on his way out of court here today. Take a listen. Anything you want to say after day 2 trial?
No, sir.
No comment. No comment.
Very clear.
And as you just heard there, no comment from Kelly or his legal team on their way out of court. Today began with some slow-moving procedural testimony from 2 DPS investigators who contributed to this case. It was mostly about some of the surveys and investigative work they did, surveys from the ground and the air of the crime scene. The meat of today's testimony really came after lunch when we heard from a Border Patrol agent named Jeremy Marcel, who at the time of this incident was a ranch liaison with Border Patrol who worked closely with Kelly and other ranchers. He was the first person that Kelly called January 30th last year after Kelly discovered the body of Gabriel Quinn Butamea on his property after reporting earlier in that day, hearing gunshots and stating that he was returning fire earlier in the day. Agents had done a security sweep but didn't discover a body previously. And Kelly's first call, Marcel says he sounded rushed, very concerned. Several phone calls later, Marcel says that Kelly showed a hesitancy for the sheriff's department getting involved in this case and questioned if their conversations that they were having were being reported elsewhere. They were.
I was very clear with him that ever since he called me at 2:30 p.m., I reported that. Every phone call after that was reported to the station as well as my command staff, that everything's been reported and will continue to be reported.
Did you find this unusual that he was asking you these questions?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Now, of course, the defense pointed to the fact that if everything Kelly was saying was true, that he would be frantic, be sounding concerned. The defense pointed to the fact that Kelly's wife was with him and that supposedly a horse on the property allegedly reacted to the sound of gunshots as they were fired to try and back up his claims. He said that he heard the shots, needed to react to them. Through repeated questions and after several overruled objections from the state today, the defense did get Marcel to testify that he didn't believe that Kelly's tone or his actions on the phone calls with him were clearly that of someone who is guilty. What resonance that will have with the jury in this case remains to be seen. Court will resume here tomorrow morning at 8:30. This is expected to be a long trial, expected to last for 3 weeks. We'll continue to keep you updated as this case moves forward. We're live from the Gallows tonight. Coris Nylander, News 4 Tucson.
All right, thank you, Coris.